There's a Gideon watching the
All right. You can't tolerate any of the questions I'm going to use. That's kind of the end.
Giddy up? Did you say?
Giddy up, there you go.
Good morning, Terrell.
Well, he has two officers, one in Ventura, one in Emory.
Oh.
You took a bunch of those Freud drops?
Yes. Yes, but they don't work.
So use them?
They burn my eye so badly, it's just terrible. Yeah, it's just terrible. And it's the lowest solution that you get. They offer. Oh, it was just terrible. Yeah, it was bad. Well, anyways, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning, Steve.
Can you hear me over Doug? That's all I need to know.
That'll never happen.
All right.
I won't allow it.
There's this continuing line of collaborating.
All right, as you all well know, we have a guest speaker today. I was trying to think of anything that was coming up that I wanted to bring your attention to. The only thing that comes to mind is the 10 plagues display that I'm going to do next week, and that will contain statues or figurines that are representative of all the gods that were attacked or addressed by God, the Egyptian gods that were attacked or addressed by God in those plagues. Now, all those statues are modern statues, but I will have a number of artifacts that are representative to all those, and well, not all of them. I don't think I quite got enough artifacts yet, but I want to do it now. And the reason why I want to do it now is because I have noticed on the History Channel and the National Geographic Channel, they are just running a lot of these shows, and especially one on the Ten Commandments, to shift the focus away from Scripture and the biblical approach to these events. And when they start doing that, it creates questions in a lot of Christians' minds, and they don't have the answers to them. They connect all these things using contorted biology and meteorological effects and all this. And even though there might be a degree of that involved in it, when you completely take God out of the picture, you're asking for trouble. And so I'll be bringing that in next week. If you noticed in the bulletin, it was the food for this week was the potato strudel. Potato strudel with mushroom sauce. The strudel needed puff pastry. My puff pastry was frozen.
So we don't get it today?
So
It is.
when your puff pastry is frozen, then your baking stops. You didn't think I'd get that all out, did you?
Sounds like something on a life
Yeah.
motto.
See how I stumble over my words so much. Appreciate you guys being patient with me on that. But I was starting to think about, well, I need to prepare something. And you know, the other night I watched the movie Yentl again, because they have an extended version of it. Barbara Streisand did an extended version of it. And of course, there's a lot of director discussions in it, and a lot of things were very interesting. A lot of the effects, the religious effects, had a lot more meaning to me, and I don't know if it meant so much to her, but it sure had a real strong meaning to me. One small thing that she talked about is at the very beginning, the opening scene is her walking, and she walks across a very small stream, which is only about 4 inches wide. And progressively, every time there's a change in her life, she crosses water. Now, water in the Bible has great significance. Baptism, you know, Noah's Ark, all that, there's a great significance to water. change and turbulence and God's presence to cleanse and all those types of things. And every time she progresses, the water body gets wider till at the very end, where is she? She's crossing the Atlantic coming to America. You know, so I thought, well, you know, that's really interesting, and knowing those little tidbits of information like that. But one of the things that occurred in that was that during one of the Jewish dinners, they served baked apples. And of course, that's a Jewish dessert. And I looked at my website real quick, and I go, I don't have any baked apples in there. So I wonder if I didn't cook baked apples for them. So I grabbed a recipe real quick, and they use a variety of different apples. And so I got 2 different types of apples. I got the Delicious and the Granny Smith. And the recipe is really simple: is to hollow them out, but you cut off the top third of it, and then you hollow it out in the center, the base of the apple, and you put butter in it, and you put brown sugar in it, and then you can put a variety of other things in it, and then you put the top back on and you cook it that way. Well, I thought, okay, I want to take this just a little bit further. So what I did is I took the normal ingredients and I divided it into two different apples. So with the Granny Smith, you got sugar and cinnamon, and with the Delicious, you got the caramel and the raisins. And you can only have one. And you just basically put it together just like that. With those ingredients, you can put a little bit of apple juice on it to keep it moist, bake it for about 18 minutes, and serve it. So that's what I did.
I'll let yours in, because it's fatty. I'll let yours, because it's fatty.
Lots of sugar. Lots of sugar. So you just pass this around. I think it's pretty obvious with the cinnamon stick in there which ones are which. One of the things that we encounter when we're studying Scripture, or when we're just studying the Christian religion in general, is how other people react to it. Gideon says, yeah. You got a story about when you were passing out Bibles at the university, that teacher walked up to you, an English professor walks up to you and says what?
Said, I dare you to do this. Who gave you authority to do this?
Who gave you authority to pass out books on our college campus, huh?
And we actually had a letter from the president.
President of the college.
Not Obama.
He said, well, I'm going to object to this. And I said, well, God bless you.
And you offered her a Bible afterwards too, didn't you? There you go. I love it. I love it.
Just one, huh?
Yep.
And so you're going to encounter these things all of your life. And I was amazed when the Passion of the Christ came out. The tension that existed between some Jews and Christians over that Christ killers. I just couldn't believe that. I was just shocked that prejudice still existed. It was that he went back. What's his name? Who directed it? Mel Gibson went back and actually had to, where the priests were speaking, some of the remarks they said in English, he put them back into Hebrew, so that the audience wouldn't. They would still speak it, but the audience wouldn't. Most of the audience wouldn't understand what they said. That's amazing to me. But those things still exist, and we must accept that they still exist. And the best thing to do is to work to continue to improve relationships. Now that sounds like, well, I'll do whatever I can to make my Jewish friends happy. It really behooves you to do this. It is a benefit to do this. Make contact with some Jewish people. If just when you encounter somebody that is Jewish, talk to them and be friendly with them, and you will start to open up an exciting, interesting world. When I made friends with my Jewish friend at the restaurant, he taught me all these interesting things about cooking, Jewish cooking. And I have been corresponding with a rabbi, Rabbi Brownstein, on the internet. And he has taken some of my ideas about the Jewish people, and I mean literally flipped them upside down. I was approaching a concept this way, and he said, no, no, no. You're thinking the wrong way. It's got to go this way. And then all of a sudden you just stop and go, wow, that's amazing. And that's what we need. We need to be shook a little bit once in a while so we can stop and not be so comfortable and go back and look at Scripture again and say, wow, I can look at it from a different perspective now. I can see it from their perspective and now read it a little differently. Well, there is an organization out there that is also excited about improving relationships between Christians and Jews. International Fellowship of Christians and Jews. And my friend, my new friend, Hal Crossley, is here today with his wife to talk more about it.
Sorry we don't have any drum roll